had a good Setsubun this year. Setsubun, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like the Japanese equivalent of Groundhog Day, mixed in with Halloween, New Year's, and Mardi Gras. Setsubun is a spring ritual which Japanese drive bad luck from their homes. Bad luck in the form of devils known as Oni. And they drive them out throwing dried soybeans, of all things. And they shout, Oni wa soto, fuku wa uchi, which means devil's out, good luck in. And at temples and shrines, they throw beans, oranges, and other stuff at gathered crowds, so in a way kind of like Mardi Gras. I've been celebrating Setsubun by going to those temples and shrines for those events known as mame maki. I've been doing that for about 5-6 years now, and always in Tokyo until recently. This time I decided to go to Kyoto to do it, and on February 2nd I started a little pre-Setsubun by going to Yasaka Shrine, where there was Geisha throwing the beans. Then on February 3rd, which is Setsubun proper, I went to Yasaka Shrine again, and there they had a very short mamimaki thrown by people dressed in aristocratic dress of old times. Then I went over to Heian Shrine, and I caught a little bit of the traditional comedy plays known as Kyogen. Kyogen is the plays they would do in between the long no dramas. And then from there I went to a small temple called Shogo-In. And while I was there, we actually got a little patch of snow. There they had a Setsubun ritual where they had 3 devils show up, and they were driven off by bean throwers. This time the bean throwers were dressed as Yamabushi. Yamabushi are kind of like aesthetic priests, kind of a mixture of Buddhism and Shinto. Being straight from the devil, or a devil himself. Then I went to another small temple, tiny temple, Ryonji, and there they also had some devils show up, bearing weapons, and one of them had a torch, and they danced around. Inside the temple, where the priests were doing the exorcism ritual, and then they left without their weapons, kind of falling around to show that they had been defeated by the Setsubun rituals. Then they did mame maki, of course, and this time, this mame maki, instead of beans, they were throwing like small rice cakes, some kind of sweets, hard candy sweets, hard shell sweets. I got one. Woo, that was pretty crazy. I got one of these little mochi things, and 2 small sweets. One I caught just in my sleeve. Then I decided to go to Nara. Nara is was the first official capital of Japan. Went to Nara to Kofukuji, one of the early temples of Nara, and there they also had an Oni exorcism there. These devils, including some kids dressed up as devils, came out on stage and ran around. They were defeated by a Buddhist deity. And then to top it off, I went to a shrine there, Kasuga Geisha Shrine, and there, as opposed to all the exciting stuff that I went to with all the devils and mame maki, it was a rather quiet festival. It wasn't even a festival. They just, all the lanterns that were in their shrine, they had lit up. It was really beautiful at night, kind of spooky and eerie, but very beautiful. It was a nice way to end my Setsubun. Can't wait till next year.